All right. Welcome to Tuesday's Tools on Purpose at the Business on Purpose podcast. Tuesdays are all about equipping you all with the tools that you need to run your business with intention and purpose. Our mission here at Business on Purpose is to liberate business owners from chaos so you can make time for what matters most. My name's Patrice Miles, and I'm one of the coaches on the team. And every Tuesday, I love to dive into a world of tools because in a world where your time is your most precious asset, finding those right tools can really help you streamline your operations. So, in every episode, I love to bring you interviews with experts. We share success stories, we provide step by step guides to empower you. But as I always say, remember, it's not just about having the right tools. You actually have to use them. So I am excited because we are on week 2 of our 6-week series, all on ownership preservation, legal strategies for safeguarding your business. And we're with Samy Diab again from the Diab Law Firm out of Houston, Texas. And today's topic is all about spousal consent. Samy, thanks so much for joining us again.
Of course, it's my pleasure. Thank you, Patrice.
Yeah, and all of our listeners that did not tune in last week on our episode on operating agreements, they don't know you. So, real quickly, tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Sure. My name is Samy Diab. I'm an attorney here in Houston, Texas. My office represents businesses throughout Texas and all over the country, and even to a limited extent overseas. And we help businesses with their legal problems and keep them out of legal problems.
I love it. I love it. Well, talk to me. What is spousal consent?
A spousal consent answers the question, what happens to a company when one of its owners becomes divorced?
Oh, okay. So, that's a pretty big deal.
Yes.
So, talk to me. How should a business owner be dealing with spousal consent in their business?
Yes. So, ordinarily, when it comes to my clients, I like my clients to execute a document called a spousal consent at business inception or business formation. And it is basically a document in which the owner's spouse agrees to accept a sum of money instead of a claim upon that the spouse's ownership interest in the company. Because the alternative is that that claim, that ownership interest in the company will be vulnerable to a claim by the spouse if the two become divorced.
Okay, okay. So if ultimately if someone decides to get a divorce, the spouse technically could have some legal claims to the business, even if they're not an owner?
That's right. So, an ownership interest in a business is an asset. It's personal property, just like a house or a car or furniture. The only difference between the two is that one is intangible, but that doesn't change anything. It is still an asset. It is still personal property. And as with any other of those assets, like a car or your house or your furniture, those items will form part of the marital estate. And just like those items, a company's ownership interest will also be part of the marital estate. And like those other assets, ownership interest in a company will also be vulnerable to division by a divorce court upon divorce. So it can really throw a business into chaos. And I've seen it happen for folks who handled their formation matters and formed the company without legal counsel, or at least without our representation and counsel. And there are a few things that can throw a business into chaos, quite like this can.
Yes, yes. I had no clue whatsoever. So tell me, I'm a business owner. I've been running my business for years now, and I did not get this spousal consent when I started my business, much less got it once I got married. Is that something you can help me with now?
Yes, so a business can still execute spousal consent forms even post formation. Oftentimes, it's an exhibit to an operating agreement or other governance document, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It can be a standalone document. So, yes, the critical thing is that you execute these and prepare these before anyone's marital situation starts going downhill. um, at that point, very probably the spouse would be skeptical or on guard and probably less cooperative. So that is really the most important timing factor.
Yes, I can already hear some of these conversations. Dear, I need you to sign this for me, please.
Right, yes, for sure, yes. They can be either very smooth or very, tumultuous, let's say.
Yeah, but it also sounds like there is something of value, though, for the spouse in connection with this too. Because if you work these things out now and agree to these things now, then that's not something that has to be dealt with later. Well, Samy, is there anything else that our business owners should know about spousal consent, or have we pretty much tackled it all?
One last item could be just as a word of caution, I suppose. I've heard folks mention, "Hey, what if I just sell this ownership interest to one of my co-owners, before the divorce happens?" Always a much riskier strategy, and also potentially much more expensive down the line. So no, I can never recommend that to my clients. So spousal consent, that's the way to go.
That's great. Well, Samy, thanks so much for joining us again today.
Of course, it's been my pleasure. Thank you, Patrice.
And if anyone wanted to talk to you further about this topic on spousal consent or anything else that's been in our series, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Yes, you can contact me by phone one of two ways. My direct line is 713-588-1657. My office's general line is 281-560-4913. They can also email me at Sammy with one M at diablawfirm.com.
That's great. And Kevin will also put that on our YouTube channel, and it'll be in the show notes for you guys to look up at a later date. But everyone, remember, every small action can lead to big results. So, what action are you going to take today in regards to preserving your business through spousal consent? Make sure to write it down and then go and implement. For those of you all that are tired of living in chaos and you're really ready to start working on your business instead of in it, I would love to show you how you can finally start seeing some returns on investment in areas of your time, your money, and a business that can truly run without you. So if that's something that you've wanted, but you just don't know how to get there, schedule a discovery call with me so we can together talk more about your business and determine what that path would look like. You can either email me at patrice@mybusinessonpurpose.com, or if you're watching, you can always scan the QR code that Kevin's going to put up or type in that email address. Again, we also have our Healthy Business Owner Assessment for those of you all that are brave enough to take it. Remember, a 0 is not a good score, but a 40 is perfect. So if you want to find out how healthy your business is, again, Kevin's going to put up that QR code and that URL for you to type in. If you are brave enough, take it and let's find out what your score is. Otherwise, guys, we will see you all next Tuesday. Thanks so much.